3 women were brutally murdered in Buenos Aires last week. Their relatives and members of women's rights groups took to the streets on Saturday demanding justice. Mirta's granddaughter, Lara, was one of those killed. She was 15 years old.
It seems drug traffickers have more power than the judiciary and the police. I hope they find who did this. We are still trying to understand what happened to them.
In Argentina, femicide is a major problem, and the statistics are staggering. Human rights groups say 1 woman is killed every 36 hours.
Investigators say the killings were transmitted on social media and watched by 45 people on private accounts. The victims were tortured and then murdered. People here are angry because they say that this crime is an example of how vulnerable women are in some of the poorest areas of Argentina.
And that's where Brenda, Morena and Lara lived. Their neighbors are demanding answers. The night of their disappearance, they were lured into a white traffic van, allegedly by a drug gang. Their remains were found days later in a house with parts of their bodies amputated. Local media say the women worked as prostitutes.
Society is also wrong because there's a lot of prejudice pointing fingers at the work my cousins were doing. And for us, they were our family and were simply victims of a system that gave them no other choice but to engage in this kind of work to survive.
The police is now going after a drug gang run by a 23-year-old man from Peru known as Pequeño Jota, who is still at large. They say the women were killed to set an example. People in Argentina are still reeling from the shock of these murders, raising questions about the expanding role of drug trafficking groups and the impunity of their actions. Teresa, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
Don't miss out, get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.